So as we have seen, dictionaries, those are heterogeneous data types. And so we can, these are mapping data types. These can be categorized as a container, mapping, and mutable. These are very special data types where you can actually store map, just like these are called dictionaries, just like the dictionary, language dictionary we have, where the we find the meaning for the each word, where we find the corresponding word. Corresponding words are listed there in the dictionary. Likewise, we can store values uh, associated with the keys, where keys acts as anchors. When you take a list or tuple, where index is like index serves as an address to retrieve elements, but here key serves as an address or anchor to retrieve a value. And this we can define a dictionary using curly braces, and we store key values separated by colon, and combining both key and values, we call them as items. Key value pairs are called items. You can see here what is the item. Name is the key and Madhu is the value. And combining this name and Madhu, which is the key and value, it can be referred as an item. And you can see here, so here it looks like an index. No, here it is a key. So I use the 2, which is a key. So I can refer that using a key. And then you can change this in the subscription operator. And since you are able to retrieve this student of 2, another dictionary, and you can refer the Madhu by using the key name. And so it is a container data type. It can contain multiple values and of different data types, and it is a mapping data type. The way and it is mutable. So unlike sequence, for sequence data types we use index to retrieve elements, but for a mapping data type, which is a dictionary, we use keys to retrieve values. And so here, what are dictionary methods? These are dictionary methods that are clear, copy from keys, get items, keys, pop items, default pop, values, and update. Uh, if we have learned a list is a mutable data type, and you might actually be familiar with some of the methods here already. So like we have seen on list, clears out the everything. So empty is the dictionary, and copy acts the same for a list and for a dictionary as well. It is better understood if you are aware of how mutable data types works. So it returns a shallow copy of dictionary. And so get item, so unlike get, and you have items, keys, and we will see all of them. But pop is like a uh, pop is like a uh, we have pop on list as well, but there it removes the last element, right? But here, remember we discussed these dictionaries are unordered data types, so there is no order. It is not guaranteed, or we don't know at all the way the order in which they are stored. So it is these are unordered. We have nothing to do with order because we use keys to retrieve values. Okay, so and the pop items takes a key to remove that particular item. Okay, so let's check dictionaries. Let me define a dictionary here. So students equal to, I'm giving a student, okay, name, okay, Bruce, and age 44, patient, business, city, Rohtak. Okay, and so check, we can retrieve. If I want age, I'm using key to retrieve. Okay, so to make it even interesting, Okay, I can put up titles. Okay, so this is from the Batman movie, Bruce Wayne I used. So yeah, Batman, Dark Knight. Okay, hero. So now I can retrieve, let's say, can use name. Now I got the Bruce, right? If I use titles, if I can retrieve a list where is the titles and the value. So here it is a key error. Why? Because it is not titles. If you use wrong key, we get that error. Okay. So there you go. We got the list, and I want to access that first element. I can change this. Okay, since it is a titles, s of titles, which returns the list, and I now I can use index. So which is one, right? So you have the Dark Knight. And now here I can use string methods where because s of titles of one returns a string. On string I can use string methods. Let's say I can use title. Can you see here? Dark Knight, which all are small case here. Here it is title case. Okay. Now let's check what are different methods of dictionary. Okay. So clear, we know already, just don't want to define again. So it just clears out the whole dictionary and leaves you the empty dictionary. And get, check the get. What is get? Let me try to access if is having a country here. Okay. So here, these exceptions sometimes are actually not good for because if you get the exception, the program will stop execution. It doesn't go further. Remember, software some do crash. Softwares do crash, right? Uh, so have you ever experienced the crash? All of a sudden, program closes without any warning. Those things happen if there are exceptions. So we don't want our program to crash. So stop. So we don't want actually sometimes you are actually you expect the exception to happen if there is wrong. Sometimes you don't want. In such a case, we have get. They does the same. And you see I'm retrieving age. You get if you give the key, it gives the value. But unlike that, the syntax, subscription syntax, where uh, if you give the wrong value, you get the none. You see nothing. Remember, just let me assign that to variable var v. Okay, v is having none. If I print v, you see none. Okay, so and the where it takes another value, second argument, default. So what to return if it is having, if dictionary is having no key available. Okay, if dictionary is not having such a key, by default it returns none. And if you want, we can choose to give a default value. Okay, us. Can you see here? If that key is not available, it returns the default. Otherwise, it returns that key. Now, if I try to access uh, name, you see, we got the Bruce. If I give wrong, we get that default value. Okay, so check that help of s.get. See this one? Yeah, returns the value if key, value for a key if key is in the dictionary, else default. By default, which is none. Okay, these are called default arguments, default parameters. Okay? So that is what happened. That is how it works here. Exactly the same way it was described. So if I give the wrong key, if it is not available, it returns the second second argument we passed. Otherwise, the value on associated with that key. Hmm? So, and you have s dot items. It returns all items. Okay, dict items. There. So we can convert that to list. It returns the dict items. Basically, it is a iterator. You see this one? That can be converted to a list. So basically, this dict items returns a list of tuples where the first element is key, second element is value. Do you understand? Okay. Now pop s dot pop. It takes one argument. Okay, which is the key. What to pop? Check x. What is having? Okay, and pop age. I can assign that value. It pops that value and returns that value. Yeah, it pops the value of that key, which may and returns that value so that we can store it into a variable. And once it pop means it removes the uh, item from the dictionary. Okay, so it is better shown than explained. Value v equal to just put okay. Now check v is having 44 and check s is having no age. Pop. Okay, it pops the value associated with the given key, which means that it removes the uh, item from the dictionary and returns that value so that it can be stored and for further use. Okay, it does both things. It gives you that value at the same time it removes from the dictionary. So it is called pop. Hmm? And where is a pop item? S dot pop item. Okay, so what it does, it removes something. It is not guaranteed what is removed. Okay, it can be anything. Hmm? Can be anything. So once it is removed, what you will get? You will get a tuple. Give me a moment. Hello, can you see my screen? So once it is removed, what do you see here? It removes that and gives you that tuple, right? In tuple, first element would be key, second element would be the value. Okay, check this one. Help of dict dot pop item. Okay. Okay, remove the pair tuples. Okay. See here, yeah, if I now that is left, and if I do pop item again, let me store that into a variable here from xy. Okay, s dot pop item, and you see it is having tuple. Okay, xy of 0 I can access key, and xy of 1 we can access value. No, these are not items. One item. Okay, pop item means what is an item? Key value pair is called an item. Okay, so pop item means that key value pair is popped. We are not giving what to pop. Okay, so it will it is at a discretion discussion of the dictionary. Okay, so it removed the city and Gotham, which is a pair, and it returns that item as a tuple, where in a tuple first element would be the key, second element will be value. Okay, so that is how in xy, which is having, you see xy is having that pop one, city and Gotham, I'm able to access the first element, which is the key, by index 0, and second element by index 1. Hmm? And cx, which is left, and xy again I can replace that variable. Let me pop item. Okay, now xy is having something else, you see occupation and business. Hmm? So now if I see, I have replaced this one pop item, this variable x, since I reassigned that previous value is replaced. Now see xy dot of 0, which is key, xy of 1, which is value. Okay, now s is having just a name and rows because we have popped all items. Okay, now so there is a set default. Okay, so let's say, see, it works like this. Okay, if you want to, since dictionaries are mutable data types, I can put any value, not only access, but I can put age equal to, okay, I can give 37. Check this one. Okay, job. Okay, I'm giving another case, other business. Check this one, right? List of titles. Now I can give a list here. Okay, night. Just I'm giving some random ones. Okay, now check. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so I have assigned that the value is a list to the key titles, just like a variable assignment, but we use this syntax. Okay, so which key we wanted to we wanted to update. Okay, it is not just if that key is not available, key will be created. Let's say if key is available, what happens? S of age. Let's do 42. The previously we have 37. Now it is updated 42. What happens if the key is not available? Key will be created. If key is available, the values will be updated. Got it? Yeah. Now, uh, set default. What is set default? Check this one. Okay. It is like a get, but what happens? It sets the value if it is not available. Okay. So, set default. What happens? It is like a get, where it returns the default value if the key is not available. But what happens here? it inserts it returns that value, at the same time it inserts that value. Okay, so let me show you that thing. S dot get age. What do you see here? 42. Okay, if I try to access country, none. Okay, I can put as US, and you see S is having dictionary, original dictionary is having no change, which returns just a default value if it is not available. But how set default works? Check this one. Set default, and I can put that value to X. It returns that value, at the same time it updates the dictionary. Check X, which is having US. Check S dictionary. Can you see here? Okay, so it does two jobs. If that thing is not available, it sets that value. Okay, and as well as returns that value. Okay, try to access this one. Set default age. Okay, check this one, 42, but we didn't get 55. Why? Because it works like this. It's not it's like method signature is like a get. Mostly it works like a get, but it does more than get. Okay, why? Because it is having age key already. That is reason it has no effect. This second value is will be used only if there is no key on the dictionary. In such a case, the default value will be returned, as well as dictionary is updated with that key and the value. Hope you understood this one. Okay. So we have update and the values. So s dot values is simple. It returns all values as a list. Right? It returns all values as an iterator. Can you see? Bruce 42, all values. Bruce 42. Okay. Business and this list. And its counterpart is keys. Okay. Where keys method just returns a list of keys. Yeah. S dot items returns a list of keys and values, but as a list of tuple. Each tuple holds a key and value, where first element would be the key and second element would be value in each tuple. And yeah, we have update. So yes, and the update we can pass another dictionary. Age, okay, 55. Okay, date. I don't. That is just where Gotham is. Ah, of course, that is not actual city. Gotham is. Okay. Uh, which is fictional city, but anyway, just put the California. Okay. And let's put a name again. Bruce Wayne. Full name I'm giving. What happens? This update method, we can pass a dictionary where what happened? Sorry. Yeah, there's a typo here, and I'm just calling that that sorry, I'm calling the dictionary directly instead of referring update. Now check this one. What happened? What happened? So we updated the original dictionary on which we are calling update method with the dictionary we passed, where it updates the existing keys with the existing dictionary with the values items that are having the dictionary that is passed as an argument. Can you see here name, which is updated as a Bruce Wayne, and a state which is not available, so that item is added. Okay, so and age is also updated. So we have covered all of them. The from key is actually, it returns dict dot from keys. So can you see them? Yeah, this is static method. It creates another dictionary from keys. Okay. So by just it returns it creates a dictionary with the values none with the given keys. So dict, and we have covered everything. And copy is let me show you what copy does. S dot copy. S dot copy. It returns a shallow copy. Okay, copy is the whole dictionary and returns that dictionary. Same thing. But you may ask why we have copy, and we will discuss that one uh, in a mutable and immutable types. Why do we have copy method available on mutable data types?